Hello Statesman Nation, I'm Wade Steinloggy and this is In the Locker Room presented by Malcolm Lumber. On this week's show we'll recap last week's games including the national tournament performance for the women's basketball team as well as perfection by a baseball player. We'll also recap or preview next week's games including men's basketball at nationals. Additionally, we'll have a pair of special guests in the studio. All of that and much more. You're in the locker room. The women's basketball team entered nationals number 9 in the nation and also 30-2 on the season. They would open the national tournament against Lewis Clark State out of Idaho. The two teams have a past as Lewis Clark State defeated William Penn 2 years ago, so much more on the line than just an advancement for William Penn. Definitely revenge also at stake, so we'll go right to the highlights. William Penn out in Billings, Montana at Rimrock Arena, third year in a row for the Statesmen, and it was a rough start as William Penn fell behind 8-0 early on, but here Kate Ilatello getting William Penn on the board. Vashi Wabarocha, senior, had a tremendous day, getting a bucket there. She also went to the free throw line 8 times and knocked down all 8 of those attempts. Big game, a double-double overall for Wabarocha. Brenda Pennington at times really stepped up, made a couple shots from the perimeter at the top of the key. Here, Wabarocha with the bucket, and she gets fouled. William Penn had a nice crowd coming out for the Statesmen third time around, 21-21 after that late start or weak start. They came back and kept battling with Lewis Clark State. Brenda Pennington going to the hole, she gets fouled, and she goes to the line to complete the three-point play and does so. Katie Ilatello made an early couple three-pointers, also had some points at the free throw line. Driving into the lane there, knocks that shot down. Three-pointer a little bit short, but Wabarocha, as she was all afternoon, on the boards. Three-point attempt, this one knocked down by Shemaya Oliver. And William Penn late in the game did take the lead after trailing pretty much the entire game, had the lead 58-55, including this shot here by Brenda Pennington that gave William Penn the lead. Unfortunately, down the stretch, William Penn just could not make buckets and would fall 64-58 to Lewis Clark State. So William Penn ending the year 30-3 overall. Wabarocha again, huge game, 22 points, 11 rebounds. She had 3 blocks. Ilatello came up with 14 points, and Pennington also added a dozen as well. So your Statesmen knocked out in the first round of the tournament, unfortunately, for the 3rd consecutive year. But a great season for the Statesmen. Again, 30-3, Hart champions in the regular season as well as the tournament. And we see a lot of seniors will leave because of graduation, but we're so grateful for all of their accomplishments. They had a tremendous career. Wabarocha likely to headline that team as some form of All-American as well. So a great season once again that just came up a little bit short at nationals. Also in action was the baseball team. In a very lightweight week for William Penn, the baseball team forcing to go down to Joplin, Missouri for a couple doubleheaders. On Friday, they played York and knocked off the Panthers 4-1 and 8-7. Chase Stratton, big game, going 6 innings and had 7 strikeouts. Foster Romero 2 for 4 in the first game. Nate Ball going 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs in the second game. Cologne did not get the decision as William Penn won on a walk-off in the second game, but he did have 4 strikeouts in 4 innings as well. William Penn then on Saturday took on Lincoln out of Illinois. This was a team that they were supposed to be playing in Oskaloosa last weekend, but ended up having to go down to Missouri to get the games in, and defeated Lincoln 9-3 and 8-0. The big day coming from Alec Myers. He's been just a lot of battle tested, definitely beat up, but was able to get the start and took advantage of that opportunity, throwing a perfect game, the first perfect game in William Penn history since, at least that we know of, since the start of NAIA play back in 2001, 2002. He went the complete game, 6 strikeouts, and used just 55 pitches to get that perfect game for William Penn. The Statesman 16-3 on the year, and very possibly could be ranked this upcoming week in the NAIA poll, so we'll see about that. But 16-3, great start for William Penn so far. When we come back, again, it's been a light week for William Penn, but as weather is improving, so will the seasons. Will get extremely busy in the upcoming weeks here. We'll talk about next week's schedule later on in the show, but when we return, we'll sit down with head coach Steve Tucker of the men's golf program. You're in the locker room.
William Penn University provided the opportunities for me to widen my potential after graduation. I loved being involved with the women's golf team and was able to focus my last few years on internships at the YMCA. With all the opportunities at Penn, I hope to one day be working in a stadium for a pro team or doing the business side of sports, which I love. The opportunities are real, your potential is unlimited. Discover your place at William Penn University.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
What if there was a program
where I could express my individuality,
create my visions, get the hands-on learning that I need,
a program where I could become something greater,
become something bigger?
Hello everyone, this is Tyler Van Welden from Malcolm Lumber in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is your DIY headquarters, and we would love to help you with any projects you want to tackle. Bring us your plans, let our staff help you. We will get you the right materials, the correct tools, and the support you need to make that project come out perfect. And now we have a full-time designer for that new kitchen and bath. Stop in and say hello at any of our 3 store locations or call to make an appointment.
Hello, Statesman Nation. Back here in the locker room. The men's golf team last year broke a significant streak of over 4 decades of not going to the postseason, winning a conference tournament. But head coach Steve Tucker had the team rolling last year and looking to defend that title this year. So we got Coach Tucker aboard here and in the locker room. So welcome, Coach. Appreciate you coming in for a few minutes.
Thank you.
Let's recap last year a little bit. That was obviously, like I said, history breaking, but just talk about that year, kind of wrap it up in a nice little bow.
Yeah, well, we had some seniors, and they went out with the conference championship. And kind of go back to Freddie being a 4th-year senior. He was the only 4th-year senior on there, but you helped recruit him, and the goal was to get to a position where we were ranked in the country and to have a chance to knock off the top teams and make it to nationals.
Definitely.
And we'll have Chego come in here in a little bit. He had a big part in that. He was conference champion as a sophomore, and he tied for the conference championship as a freshman and lost in a playoff. So yeah, we went to nationals.
Definitely.
That was a big deal. Yeah, and you don't like to say this, but you saw some grown men cry.
Yeah.
And it was cool.
Yeah, definitely. You guys you've already knocked out a significant amount of tournaments in the fall, but finally getting back to action in the spring here next week down in Kansas at the Kansas Wesleyan Invitational. But before we talk about that a little bit, talk about the fall season. I know losing those seniors obviously was a big hurt to the team, having to replenish the roster there. But you guys took some lumps, but overall I think you feel like I hope I'm putting words in your mouth, but I feel like the team is in a good position to possibly be in a chance to again defend that title. So talk about the fall season a little bit and just the rocky road there.
Because we're better now, we searched out some good competition. So we went down to Memphis to start the season and had 2 juniors, a sophomore, and 2 freshmen playing. So it's a whole new group. And I think that we're as good as that group was the year before, maybe even a little better. But it takes a while to get the freshmen up to speed, have a transfer coming in, and just a little bit of getting the group together. And we played well, scored well. Yeah, finished 5th out of 13 teams, but half of the group was ranked. And we did all right. We finished 2nd at the conference preview, played well, and we feel good about the season coming up.
Definitely. Talk about the, we call it the mid-season, I guess, off-season, however you want to look at it for winter. A lot of time, obviously, off, having to deal with, especially this winter that was extremely difficult, and you guys are probably putting yourselves another week or 2 behind the 8 ball as compared to normal years. But what were you guys working on during the off season to get better and continue to, so hopefully you don't have to knock a lot of rust off?
Well, we continued to do workouts again for the 2nd year in a row throughout the winter. So we continue to do that with the strength and conditioning people. We have a good indoor hitting facility, so we're lucky with that. We've got a sky track. We're tracking our distances. We're working on ball speed. We're testing new balls. We're doing a lot of things to keep our mind on golf. And it was good that we went down to Mississippi a week ago. So we got 4 days of golf in Mississippi. Drove back into town in the dark, and there's still snow and ice on the ground. So we got lucky down in Mississippi. We found some nice places to play. The weather was good. And it just kind of brought the team together a little bit more. Because we've had a guy leave at semester. We had 2 guys join us at semester. So we're not really starting over. But we've got, I think that as you and I have talked about, I think we got better again. We were good last year. We were just as good in the fall. But I think with the one guy in particular that came in at semester, now we're better.
Definitely. Let's talk about the Kansas, just because it's one tournament, but it gets the ball rolling here. The Kansas Wesleyan Invitational. What are you expecting out of the team, out of the field, et cetera?
Well, we're expecting to win. 2 years ago we won. Last year we got 2nd. So we're going down with the idea that we're going to win again. We wouldn't go if we didn't think we could. And that's just to get things rolling for the spring. That's our intent.
Yep. And then expectations overall for this spring. I mean, you definitely sound very optimistic, which is great because the leader's got to be optimistic. So and all that. But what are the both realistic expectations as well as the expectations and I guess the goals of the spring here?
Well, the goals is to continue to get better so we can peak when conference hits us at Portachima down in the Ozarks. We played the conference preview down there, played pretty well, but a couple of the new guys struggled one day or the other day. And that's why I think that being down there for the preview is important for us, because we got 3 days on that course. We're going to try to get another practice day in and then get down there and defend our championship.
Yeah, definitely. You guys were a little bit, I guess, on the outside looking in as far as not being the favorite this year. It looks like Mount Mercy is the team that might be favorited, but nothing better motivation than looking ahead to someone else and them trying to steal your trophy away. So best of luck as you guys are going forward here. Once again, head coach Steve Tucker of the men's golf team looking to defend their conference title from a year ago and return back to nationals. So when we return, we'll talk to one of the players from the men's golf team, Zach Chegwin. You're in the locker room.
William Penn University provided the opportunities for me to widen my potential after graduation. I loved being involved with the women's golf team and was able to focus my last few years on internships at the YMCA. With all the opportunities at Penn, I hope to one day be working in a stadium for a pro team or doing the business side of sports, which I love. The opportunities are real, your potential is unlimited. Discover your place at William Penn University.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
What if there was a program
where I could express my individuality,
Create my visions. Get the hands-on learning that I need.
a program where I could become something greater?
become something bigger.
Hello everyone, this is Tyler Van Welden from Malcolm Lumber in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is your DIY headquarters and we would love to help you with any projects you want to tackle. Bring us your plans, let our staff help you. We will get you the right materials, the correct tools, and the support you need to make that project come out perfect. And now we have a full-time designer for that new kitchen and bath. Stop in and say hello at any of our 3 store locations or call to make an appointment.
Welcome back, Statesman Nation. The men's golf team coming off a tremendous season last year, national qualifying campaign, and a big part of that was All-American Zach Chegwin. He's now a junior out of Essex, England, and we've got him here talking for a few minutes. So appreciate you coming in for a little bit here, no Zach. As I mentioned here already, coming off that All-American season, let's talk about last year a little bit and just the fond memories that you probably have of finally breaking the curse, as we like to call it, of finally winning a conference tournament and getting to nationals and everything.
Yeah, it was great. It really was great to, like with the group of boys we had, Freddie, Sebastian, Swink. It was really great to win a conference title for those boys, and for me personally, especially with what happened the year before, the sort of the heartbreak, I needed some revenge on that tournament. I feel like with the hard work and things that I'd put in, I deserved to win it, and I did go and win it. So quite happy with that, and a nice pleasant surprise when I got home to find out I'd been third team All-American. So I mean, can't ask for much more. Obviously first or second would have been great, but to be an All-American is a privilege, and I mean, to win that conference title is something I'll never forget. So
definitely, well, the first All-American ever in school history. So congratulations once again on that. Let's talk about this year now. Again, losing those 3, the seniors that you mentioned, big individuals, part of the group, but having yourself back and having some other individuals, come in that Coach Tucker is definitely high on. What's been, what was the difference in the fall for yourself? Obviously, having to step into probably a leadership role because you're an upperclassman, didn't have those 3 seniors that could have maybe taken on some of those roles. But talk about what the fall was like.
To be fair, not gonna lie, the start was a bit tough. Obviously, in my opinion, a whole new team. But we gelled quite well together. I feel like we're getting back to where we were before sort of our conference win last year, especially with the guy that transferred in this semester, a good player, so a good person to add to our lineup. And I feel that me moving into a leadership role has sort of helped myself anyway with my own golf, and then like driving the younger boys on to want to work hard and improve, because as far as I'm concerned, that's still our tournament to win conference, and I think we will win it again. So.
Talk about leadership roles in a sport like golf that is so individual. I mean, unfortunately, you can't, go over to everybody on every hole and be like, pick it up, it's okay. Well, you're all off doing your own thing, and so how much, obviously, most of that is done, before the tournament, at practice, all of that stuff. But, where you like to lead from, I guess. What do you do?
I think it starts from what Coach was saying with the workouts, just making sure everybody's going to those as a team, acting as a team, and then it moves on into practice, just making sure everybody's doing the right thing, practicing what they need to practice, working on the things they need to improve on, and I feel like doing those things helps. And then just before you go out on the golf course, I always say to the guys, you're not just playing for yourself, you're playing for the whole team. So whether you're running up a number or you're really playing well, don't ever give up, because at the end of the day, we're all a team in an individual sport. So
yeah, playing for that WP on the chest,
exactly,
right? For sure.
Exactly.
Talk about the expectations. I know you said you definitely want to win the title and everything, but expectations personally as well as the team. Now that you guys are closing in, this is the spring season, very quick, but it's obviously the most important one. But expectations for the spring.
Expectations, obviously, like I said, for the team would be to get back, win the conference title, go to nationals, improve on our finish at nationals last year. Me personally, win the conference title again, along with hopefully securing Heart of America Player of the Year again. Going to be tough with some of the players we've got in the conference, but I feel like I'm good enough to be able to beat those players. And then moving on internationals, hopefully improve on my All-American, ultimate goal, aim for first team All-American, and I feel like I'm good enough to win a national tournament, so hopefully with all the work I'm putting in, I can put myself in that position. So.
Yeah. Talking about the work you're putting in, anything specifically that this is going to really change my game, or something that you've been working on, I didn't know I can shave another stroke or two off or whatever, just improving, but what have you been working on lately?
I've changed the golf ball I'm using, now using a TaylorMade TB5X just to improve my ball speed. By improving the ball speed helps the ball to go further. So I've increased it by 5 miles an hour with the new ball, so it's helping me carry the ball a lot further, run out distance. Changed my putter, not necessarily into anything completely different, but a new version of what I had, so I feel like that with that, it's going to really improve on what I'm doing. Been doing quite a bit of work in the gym. Trying to get fitter for the season, because obviously Porto Cima is quite a difficult long walk, hard golf course. Got to be in physically fit condition, and just personally, when it comes to golf, I'm just literally trying to work on just playing golf, not trying to get too technical, just trying to work on getting the ball in the hole and picking up those trophies at the end.
Definitely. All right, well, best of luck as you're finishing off this year. Hopefully we'll have another few trophies that we can put in the trophy case and get back to nationals. And this time around you're going down to Arizona, so it'll be a warmer, definitely warm May. So. Yeah. All right, excuse me. Once again, Zach Chegwidden of the men's golf team. Wish them the best of luck this spring. When we return, we will preview next week's games, including a run here for the men's basketball team at nationals here in the locker room.
William Penn University provided the opportunities for me to widen my potential after graduation. I loved being involved with the women's golf team and was able to focus my last few years on internships at the YMCA. With all the opportunities at Penn, I hope to one day be working in a stadium for a pro team or doing the business side of sports, which I love. The opportunities are real, your potential is unlimited. Discover your place at William Penn University.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
What if there was a program
where I could express my
create my visions, get the hands-on learning that I need.
A program where I can become something greater.
Become something bigger.
Hello everyone, this is Tyler Van Welden from Malcolm Lumber in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is your DIY headquarters and we would love to help you with any projects you want to tackle. Bring us your plans, let our staff help you. We will get you the right materials, the correct tools, and the support you need to make that project come out perfect. And now we have a full-time designer for that new kitchen and bath. Stop in and say hello at any of our 3 store locations or call to make an appointment.
Welcome back, Statesman Nation. This upcoming week is going to be a busy one. We'll get right into the action. Men's basketball team highlighting the week as they'll be going down to Kansas City. It seems like the annual trip down to Kansas City. We're definitely spoiled here at William Penn, but the men's basketball team will be taking on Vanguard in the opening round on Wednesday. For the first time in a long time, William Penn is going to be the actual underdogs coming into this game as a number 6 seed against Vanguard out of California, coming in number 3 seed, 25-6 overall. But this William Penn team, depending on how well they play, if they play like the team from the first half of the year, could definitely make a deep run in the tournament. They know how to win in Kansas City, so we'll see how that goes on Wednesday. If they win, they'll just keep on playing, so we will see. Also in action, the baseball team will be having a pair of foes this week, beginning with Mount Mercy up in Cedar Rapids on Wednesday, taking on the Mustangs. Double header of Hart action. William Penn 2-0 in the Hart, looking to sweep Mount Mercy and keep that running 16-3 overall. The team will then also be taking on Clark in a 3-game series on Friday and Saturday. Clark, despite just a 10-10 record, this is a team that has been at the top of the Hart standings the last few years and expects to be there once again. Do not be surprised if Peosta, Iowa is not the host site. That might end up being a William Penn home game on Friday and Saturday, depending on the weather. Softball team will get back into action after having a week off. They'll go down to Kansas on Friday to take on Mid-American Nazarene in a Hart doubleheader. Mid-American Nazarene, surprisingly, has only got 6 games under their belt. That'll be a doubleheader on Friday in Olathe. And then on Saturday, the Statesmen will go down to Springfield, Missouri to take on Evangel. Evangel 9-3 on the year. So that will be another big doubleheader for the Statesmen softball team. See if they can get above 500 and be a real battle in the Hart. Also in action this week, the women's golf and track and field teams will both begin their spring seasons, outdoor season for the track and field team. They'll be at the Grandview Invitational on Saturday over in Des Moines, and also women's golf actually has a very busy week. Monday and Tuesday they'll be down in Missouri for the Holiday Inn Express Invite hosted by Missouri Western, and then also Sunday and the following Monday at the Southern Illinois Invitational as well. So a lot of Division I, Division II teams that William Penn will be taking on in women's golf, looking to bolster its resume, get a little bit stronger going into the conference tournament that they will once again look to win. So we'll have recaps of a very busy week next week, and we'll also have interviews with the coaches and student athletes here at William Penn. So until next week, go Statesman.